Let's get started in child's pose. We'll get moving and grooving and sweating and all of the good stuff. So take the first few moments to get your fingertips down into your mat. Let your forehead settle down onto the floor. And take a deep breath in together. Fill yourself up, your lungs, your upper back, all the way up. And exhale everything out. Like you're clearing new space. Another breath in like that. Fill up. And empty. One more. Fill up all the way. Exhale all the way. And start to build your Ujjayi breath. Long inhale with a pause at the top. Long exhale with the pause at the bottom. Really purposeful from the beginning of your practice. So if you start getting into a transition or a pose that you find particularly challenging tonight, just fall back on the breath. Downward facing dog. Move it around any way that you need to. Pedal out your feet or shake out your head. And keep building the breath moment by moment. In a way that everyone else in the space can hear you. If you're practicing at home, someone else in that space can hear you. And walk your feet up to your hands and hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up, and then press the center of both your heels straight down into the floor. So those 2 points pull apart from one another. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Set your intention for your practice. Make it something specific that you can keep coming back to and focus on. We'll send out all those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in together. Purposeful exhale. Yes, 2 more like that. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one, fill all the way. Exhale all the way. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Reach, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull with your weights. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Big breath in together. Big exhale. Good. Build the heat. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Fill up. Exhale completely. Step or jump to your hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise up. Lift your chest. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap, low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Full breath in together. Big exhale. Yeah, press your thumbs into your mat. Breathe in, breath out. Last one. Exhale to the pit of your belly. Jump up to your hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down, extended mountain. One more sun A. Rise up and reach, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull, high push up. Knee tap on the right, knee tap on the left. Low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths in, empty it out. Breathe in, more air. Push the air back out. Good. One more. Exhale completely. Spring forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. fold down. Chair pose and stay. Get way back in your hips. Yeah, you can have your weights in your hands if you want. Lift and spread your toes off of the floor. Good. One more breath here. Hands to heart twist right on your exhale. Inhale, open your arms. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Reach, twist left on your exhale. Inhale to open. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right side warrior one, weights in your hands or no, hands all the way up to the ceiling. Good, chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side warrior one, connect, get your big toe mounts down on the floor. Chaturanga. Big breath in up dog. Let it out and down dog. Take one breath in together. One breath out. Spring forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose for one breath this time. Reach. Twist right on your exhale. Open up. Breathe in. Stay for the breath out. Back up to chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay for the twist. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Knee on the right, knee on the left. Low push up. Upward facing. Down dog. Right side warrior one. Come nice and deep into that lunging front leg. Yes. Chaturanga. Press your fingertips into the floor. Upward facing. Down dog, left side warrior, step and stretch the sides of your body up. Low push up. Inhale up, exhale down. One breath in together. Big exhale out. Move forward. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose, sit deep. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay for the breath out. Good. Chair pose, reach, twist left. Open on the inhale, stay for the exhale. Back up to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap and knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Come way down into it. Take your heart up and back on this one. Yes. Chaturanga, hands to the floor. Making new space. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. Connect. Big inhale as you go up and back. Chaturanga with your hands on the ground. Upward facing. Downward facing. Take one breath in together. Big exhale. Step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose, breathe in. Twist right on your exhale. Inhale to open. Stay for the exhale. Good. Back up to chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay for the whole breath out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. You got it. Keep it going. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Warrior one right side. Deepest one yet on this one. Really sink your heels into the mat. Yes. Low push up. Beautiful. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Warrior one. Connect. Press down. Lift up. Low push up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Oh, yes. Take a full breath in together. Sigh it out. Yeah, clear some space out. Breath in, breath out. One more. Exhale completely. Send your right leg straight up and back. Keep the breath flowing the whole way. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay here or flip your dog. You choose. And if you flip, maybe wheel's already there for you. You're warmed up. You've got space. Yeah, maybe cactus arm is there for you. Yes. Just stretch and expand as much as you can through your chest. Then flip back over, side plank. A weight in your left hand or just your left hand up to the ceiling. Start with flexed ankles and spread toes. Yeah, whether your leg's in the air already or not, just flex your ankles and spread your toes. Good. We'll do some ankle taps in the back. The top leg taps the bottom ankle for 5. Yes, 4. You got it. 3, 2, 1. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg straight up and back. Bend your knee and open your hip. Stay or flip. Then you expand into the fullest expression here, whether that's wheel, you've got a cactus arm. Yeah, to make your shoulder blades draw together on the backside of your body. Nice, Ratana. So more space can come into the physical body. Then flip back over side plank. Weight in the right hand and up to the ceiling. So start with what's touching the ground, no rush. Then wake up your ankles, your toes. Beautiful. Now let's do those ankle taps. 5, 4, eyes on one spot. 3, 2, 1, high to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Yes, 2 more. In, exhale. Last one. Exhale completely. Step your right foot between your hands for a low lunge. So your hands stay on the mat. That front knee stacked right on top of your ankle. So if you need to pick it up and scoot it forward a little bit, go ahead and do that. We're going to do some jump switches. So Britt knows what we're talking about. I'm not going to use my broken hand to do that. When I say jump switch, you'll switch which leg is in front. Go for it, Britt. Switch the leg. Yes. Switch the leg. Yes. Okay. We're going to do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crescent lunge with your right leg forward. Yep, that last hop. Come right on up. Ooh, I know. Now come back into your breath. If you need to exhale through your mouth and clear some space, get some heat out, do that. And sink down into your legs. Yes, powerful legs where skin hugs into muscle, hugs into bone. Hands to heart center, twist right. You can have your weight still in your hands or open palms, you choose, and spread your arms apart. Press your back thigh way up to the ceiling, that lit up back leg that creates powerful, fiery foundation here. You're here for 1 more breath. Stay for the whole exhale. Get all the air out, then unwind, warrior 2. If your weights are in your hands for warrior 2, put the attention on your upper back. Really squeeze your shoulders together so they don't hunch up towards your ears while you're trying to extend your arms. Extended side angle, elbow to your thigh or fingertips down by your front arch. And if the breath got away from you, notice that. Bring it back in. So you're in choice about it rather than trying to catch up with the breath the whole time and it's ragged. Like choose, okay, 1 big exhale, back to Ujjayi breath. Take your bind, half bind or full bind. And soften the toes on your front foot. Yeah, there you go. 1 more breath here. High to low push up. Oof, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take 1 breath in together. Big exhale out. Left foot between your hands, low lunge. Yeah, now you know where you're going. Fingertips on the floor. Keep your hips as low as you can to the mat as you go back and forth. Jump switch. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2, good. Number 1, crescent lunge, left foot forward. Oof, press those feet down into the mat. Let the heat build from your legs. Push the heat from your legs up into your torso and up and out through your hands and fingertips. Hands to heart center, twist left. Come back into the breath. Open your arms. I think that's one of the most magical things about this sequence. Like you can really turn up the heat, turn up the fire, make something challenging, make your heart race, and then choose in the next pose to slow it down. 1 more breath here. Stay for the whole exhale. Warrior 2, face the opposite wall. When you're in choice like that, you can expand and contract the poses as you need to accommodate where you are in the space today. Press the outer edge of your back foot way down into the ground. Yeah, wake up the back leg. Then extended side angle. And you create it. Add the bind. Keep the weights in your hands. You're customizing so that this pose can hit full expression while you're here tonight. One more big breath to open up your chest. Chaturanga, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in together. Exhale it out. Good. 2 more like that. Breathe in. Empty. Last one. Clear it out. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose with a block between your thighs. Block on the medium setting. So second setting, not super skinny, not really wide. The one in between. If you're not sure what that looks like, you can just look around or look up at the screen. Yeah, you're right, Ratana, right there. So right between your thighs and then squeeze in on that block. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Reach your arms nice and long for your chair pose. I know. Sit back further in your hips. Squeeze in tight on that block. Go from chair pose to iron footstool. Rise up onto the ball ends of your feet. Squeeze the block. Yes. Heels high up towards your tailbone. Drop your heels, hands to heart, twist right. Keep squeezing the block. You can keep your palms together or open up your arms. Then everyone stop breathing. So start breathing again. Yeah, bring that piece into it so it's softer, less rigid. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, forward fold. Woo, move that block out of the way. Hook your first 2 fingers around your big toes. And if your breath got away from you, now's the time to restart it. Now's the perfect place. Perfect time for you to tip your tailbone up to the ceiling. Crow pose number 1 from the head of your mat. Give yourself some space to jump back. Even if you have 0 intention of doing that tonight, give yourself the space so when the opportunity presents itself and your body's ready, you'll just shoot your legs back because you've already set that up. Get each fingertip way down into the mat. Pull the pit of your belly up to the ceiling. Yes, Brandon, like that. So your upper back expands. Yes, Adam, like that. One more breath. Shoot your legs back. Chaturanga. Nice. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Good work. One more breath. Exhale it out. Move forward. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Block between your thighs. Squeeze into center. Build that container. Way down into it. Breath. Toes light and lifted in your chair. Yes. Chair to iron footstool. Come onto the ball mounds of your feet. Bring your thighs parallel with the floor. Nice and low. Yes. Beautiful. Then drop your heels. Hands to heart. Twist left. Squeeze in on that block. Open your arms. Here in the heat, keep squeezing muscle to bone for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose, forward fold. Take the block out of the way. Gorilla. Step on your palms, toes all the way up to your wrists. Then lean some of your weight into your toes so you can really get your palms down onto the mat and a wrist stretch the opposite way up towards your face. Like you're trying to pull your hands out from under your feet, but you're stopping your hands with your feet, equal and opposite. Crow pose number 2. If you want to take this one upside down, it's your opportunity. That same action, that inner thigh squeezing in on the block action here in your crow pose. So it might look a little different while you're getting upside down, but that same hugging into center line action is here. There's plenty of time to get there. Girette, bring your elbows a little closer together. Yes, there you go. Beautiful. One more breath wherever you are. Step or jump back. Chaturanga. Nice. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Whew. Take a breath in. Clear it out. Breath in. Exhale. Last one. All the air out. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Take your block with you. So eagle pose right side. Eagle pose with your legs, but a block between your forearms for your eagle pose. You're squeezing the block. You can choose on the skinniest setting or on the medium setting. You pick which one works best. A little bit of weird finagling with your fingertips to get it there. Once you get it there, right leg over. Yeah, there you go. Eyes on one spot. Press into the block. Use the muscles on the insides of your arms and your shoulders to squeeze that into center. Good. Eyes stay focused. Keep the block between your arms. Take airplane with your legs. Shoot your arms forward. Not airplane warrior 3. My mistake. Arms forward. For warrior 3. Still squeeze in on your block. Good. Press your foot to the back of the room. Block to the floor, half moon. Open up. Your left hand can go onto your block, right hand straight up to the ceiling. And maybe you don't typically use a block in half moon, but use it here to get as much length in your spine as possible. And then if you want to bring your left hand up to your heart, you can. If you want to get your fingertips light, you can. Good. One more breath here. Both feet to the floor. Eagle pose, left side, block between your forearms. Ooh, left leg on top. Bless you. Press, press, press into center. The whole body squeezes in. Eyes on one spot. You got it. Now bring the breath in because it got a little quiet. Sometimes you focus so much on the one thing that you drop the other thing. Warrior 3, arms go forward with your block. Leg goes to the back of the room. Yeah, it can stay between your forearms. Some of you are switching it to your hands. That's good too. Just that inner pulling in, the pulling into center line. Beautiful. Half moon, blocking your right hand down to the floor, left hand up to the sky. That block gives you extra space to work with. So if you've never used it before, now's your time to play around with that. You can get light on the fingertips or keep the fingertips there for stability. Yes. One more breath. Both feet to the mat. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. So if you're taking standing bow, make sure the soft crease of your elbow faces out so you can get your shoulder on the back side of your body. Dancers, you've got a strap or a towel. Take your pose. Eyes on one spot. So for the first set, focus on your breath more than anything else. Breath more than anything else. So you go from squeezing in the eagle pose to big, open, expansive in standing bow or dancer. One more breath. Switch sides. Soft crease of the elbow out, eyes on one spot. Stay super focused on it. Some of you are starting to bump up against like, oh, I'm up in my head now. Come right back down into your body. And sometimes that happens once or twice. Sometimes that happens your entire practice. Just keep coming down into what's happening right now. Just this pose. Right side, second set. The poses can get more complicated or feel more challenging when you're up in your head and you're overthinking the thing. So just come right down into what's happening here. Like the four corners of your standing foot. Press the four corners into your mat. Yeah. And then soften your standing knee a little bit. Left side. Last one. Eyes on one spot. Go for it. If you can't hear your neighbor breathing, breathe louder so they come back down into their body too. Four corners of the standing foot fully connected. Last breath. Feet to the mat. Tree pose, right side. So you got two options, weights in cactus arms or block press between your palms. You choose the width on the block, probably the widest setting on the block for this one, so you can press into center. Then send your arms up overhead if you've got the block, press into center. If you've got cactus arms with the weights, you'll tap those weights overhead for 10, 9, eyes on one spot, 8, 7, press into the block, 6, 5, 4, I like these drishtis, 3, 2, 1, switch sides. with the weights or with the block. If you'd like to switch, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Get your feet set up. Really press into the block. So you're not holding it with your fingertips. You're pressing with your palms. Yes. Block overhead or weights overhead for 10, 9, 8. Ujjayi breath. 7. Good. 6, 5. Press into the block. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet to the head of your mat. Extended mountain. Reach up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank and hold it. Wrap everything in. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step through. Take up lots of space. You can use the block behind your shin or bring your hand onto your shin. Now you've got a balance going on, the hugging in action, the pulling into center in your torso, muscle to bone in your legs, and then expansion through your chest and your upper back. Expansion between your collarbones. Press into your feet and rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg forward fold. We'll do yogi's choice tonight on this side. So if you want to do some lunges side to side, get upside down, you choose. Take your pose and then bring your breath along for the ride. Yeah, and those of you lunging side to side, if that's starting to feel pretty comfortable, like your hips are pretty open, try going side to side and keeping your hips low as you move from side to side instead of coming up in the middle and then down on one side. Yeah, Jenna, there you go. A little bit of extra oomph in the hip joints when you stay low. Nice, Claire. Keep your knees soft. You've got another breath or two to even yourself out to get complete. And then you'll all meet up in center. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold or splits. You choose. Pick your pose. Take the bind if you're taking the reverse namaste and then hinge forward. Steady rhythmic breath. Yes, I'm a huge fan of block in the split pose because I can't quite get all the way to the floor. So it's super helpful. Eyes to one spot. Bring the breath back into it. Now's the time where you've got your brain down in your physical body and you've got the foundation of your feet and legs. Bring the foundation into the core of your body. Lift the front of your pelvis up. Yes, good adjustments. And the pit of your belly into the front of your spine. Keep that intact. Twisting split or twisting triangle. Open yourself up. So pit of your belly stays in and up. The whole spine twists open to the side of the room. From tailbone to the back of your neck. You can stay in twisting triangle or shift forward to twisting half moon and float your back leg up to the sky. Yes, pit of the belly in and up, front ribs way into center. One more breath here. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side triangle, step through. Feet into the mat. Equal and opposite forces. The center of your body, the container pulls in, legs pull in, then arms expand, hands and fingertips expand. Lots of breath here. Lots of new space now. Bigger space in your body. Things are more pliable. Bring all the breath into that space. And press into your feet. Rise all the way up. Side facing wide leg fold. You can interlace your fingers at your low back or wide leg handstand hops. Those are your two options. If you're taking the hops, spread your fingers out super wide and get a wide base. Look forward in front of your fingertips because that's where you're going. Forward instead of straight down. Maybe it's hops. Maybe it's just the weight coming into your toes. Take your time. Steady and rhythmic with the breath, right? No matter what the challenge level of the pose is or where you are in that pose, breath there the whole time. One more hop if you're doing wide leg handstand. Release your hands down to the mat. Everyone press down and rise up. Namaste front facing or splits. Nice and juicy. Down into the pose. Send your tailbone straight back behind you. And the breath got quiet, so bring that back. Like the moment you notice that it's missing, just be the person that puts it back in. If you're in the splits, wake up your toes. Yes. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Integration through the torso. Everything in together and it rings out. Nice and long to the side of the room. Stay in the twisting triangle or twisting half moon. So nothing changes. You've got this big, beautiful container in your torso from your shoulders to your hips. And now just the leg shoots out behind you. One more breath here. High to low push-up you go. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Sigh it out. Big breath in. Exhale. Good. One more. Clear it all out. Roll out to a high plank. Lower all the way to the mat. Set up for Superman pose. You can have arms straight out in front empty or press the block, the widest setting on the block between your palms. Yes, integration through the core to support the weight of the block that far out. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up and rise up. Yes, you can press into that block or reach through your fingertips. Get your body as long as it can possibly go. One more breath. Lower down. Take your hips side to side. Good. Second set of Superman. Arms out in front. Go for it. With or without the block, you choose. Then squeeze your inner thighs together. Pull your shoulder blades together on your back. Yes, Megan, there you go. That integration in your upper back. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Floor bow. Here's a fun one. Take your block between your thighs so you can't drop the block when you come up. So block is on the skinniest setting or medium setting, whichever one fits best for you. Grab a hold of your ankles. Squeeze in on your block. Squeeze in on the block. Rise up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze on that block. I know it might feel like more narrow than you normally do, but now your legs are truly parallel as you press your shins to the back of the room. Lift up. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. Whole new pose when the block gets added in there. You've got one more floor bow. Squeeze in on that block. Rise up. You got it. Flex your ankles. Spread your toes. Lift up. Up and away from the mat. Keep your breath flowing. Stay right here for 5, 4, 3, you got it. 2, 1, lower down. Take it side to side. Upward facing dog, rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog, press back. Take one breath in, a full breath out. Look between your hands, step or jump through to sit. Come into bridge pose. Bridge pose. Take your friend, the block, with you into your bridge pose. So you want the block on the second setting between your thighs. Second setting. Yeah, there you go, Megan. That setting between your thighs. Press into your feet. Rise up. Squeeze in on your block. Integrate the lower part of your body. Pull in just like you've been doing in the upper part of your body. In towards center. Then press your big toe mounds straight into the floor. Good. One more breath here. Lower your hips. You can move the block to swish your knees side to side if that feels good for your low back. Bridge number 2, block between your thighs, press down, rise up. We're going to add one piece. So you're in your bridge pose with your block between your thighs. And all you'll do to change the pose, left foot stays in the ground, right foot extends. Press through the sole of your foot. Bring your right foot to the ground. Keep squeezing that block. Left foot extends. So it's just the knee to the foot that's extending. Your thighs stay squeezing in on that block. Go right side. Yes. Go left side. Right and left. One more time on the right. Yes. One more time on the left. Lower down. Block out of the way. Take your knees side to side. All right, yogis, it's definitely time for wheel pose. You're fully integrated, ready to go. Tuck your fingertips under your shoulders. Rise up. Yes, up and away from the floor. Just a yes for your body's ready for it. Up and away from the floor. Then tuck your chin, make your way back down. Take a full breath in. Big exhale out. Number 2, go for it. Press down, rise up. Squeeze your inner thighs together as if the block is still there. Squeeze into center line. Then tuck your chin and come down. Breath in. Breath out. Number 3, press down, rise up. Wheeler bridge without hesitation. You just come right up into the back bend. Beautiful. Tuck your chin and come down. Breath in. Breath out. Wheeler bridge. Come on up. Yes, step right into the pose, right into it. Open your heart up and out through your chest. Lower down. Breath in. Breath out. Rise back up. It's number 5. Press down and lift. Fully commit. Fingertips, toes, fully committed. Lower down. Breath in together. Breath out. Last one. Last big back bend, bridge or wheel. Pull in, press down, lift up. All the way up and away from the mat. Yes. Tuck your chin, make your way down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Put your hands somewhere intentionally. If a good exhale through your mouth right now sounds about right, then do that. Let the back of your ribs come down towards the floor. And happy baby or dead bug. See if you can get your whole low back, the whole back of your pelvis down to the mat. Then legs straight up to the sky. Hands underneath your glutes. You can have your hands underneath your glutes or hands behind your head if you want to add a little bit of spice to this one. Lower your right leg halfway to the floor. Yeah, for scissor legs, halfway to the floor. Flex both of your ankles a lot. Yes, take a breath in here. Exhale, switch your legs. Pause right here. Breathe in. Exhale, switch. Good. Breath in and switch. Breath in, switch. Keep going with your breath. Super controlled. So the pit of your belly can stay down towards the front of your spine, down towards the mat. You'll keep going for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep flexing your ankles. 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, 1. Legs up in the air, knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Rock forward and back. Come up into boat pose. Boat pose with a block at heart center or hands at heart center. You choose. Come up and away from the floor. Block or your hands right at heart center. We'll row the boat side to side. Go for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Downward facing dog. I know. Containers all night long. That's what we're about tonight. Right side half pigeon. Right side half pigeon. If you don't typically put a block underneath your forehead in half pigeon, just try that out. I was very much, I'm a person who puts my forehead on the floor in half pigeon type person. And then when I added the block, I'm like, now my neck is nice and long and part of my spine. So it might be a piece that you add to your practice or something that you sprinkle in occasionally to experience something new in the pose. Big full breaths here. Longer inhales, bigger exhales, more complete exhales. It takes the beginning of the class, the fire and the movement and the quick pace of the beginning of the practice to start to peel off and shed all that stuff that's right on the surface. And now at this point in your practice, you're digging a little bit deeper. Maybe something that was more subconscious that's been bothering you or that's been in the back of your brain and now it's coming up to the surface because you're being squeezed. Let it come up to the surface. And then there's nothing to do about it when it comes up to the surface. You're just an observation. What does it look like? How does that make you feel? Just observations. No need to make any of it right or wrong or good or bad. Just notice. You have a few more breaths here in half pigeon. You can stay in half pigeon or take king pigeon and grab a hold of your back ankle. Either hand is fine. And downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. You can try that block underneath your forehead. And if it's not a good fit for you, cool, just move the block out of the way. But it's important to keep stepping on your mat and into your practice with a fresh looking. Every time you come onto the mat, a curiosity so that the practice never seems like it plateaus or gets boring. There's always something. The practice can stay exactly as it is, every single pose exactly as it is, and every pose can be new each time you step on your mat. What a lot of people who don't practice this style of yoga don't realize is that it's not exactly the same every single time. If it is, and it's up to you to dial it up or down, that's on you. So rather than it just being something that you're going through the motions and you're checking a box at the end of the day, you're actively participating in creating each pose moment by moment. Stay or king pigeon. Steady breath. Downward facing dog. Frog pose in studio facing the windows, and then Ratana however you want to set up your frog. If you want to take a wide leg seated fold, that's also a good option. So you create your pose and then wake up your feet, spread your toes apart. Yeah, bring them into the pose. You've built so much integration through your torso, through into center line. Use that here. So everyone a long tabletop spine, whether you're in frog or in the seated fold. Yes, good adjustments. Could set your water bottle on your back and it wouldn't spill. And with that integration, can you bring in the softness of breath? Can the pose have an air of softness because breath is flowing freely? Few more breaths right here. Let your whole physical body just drop down into it. Lots of awake feet. Keep it up. Slowly make your way out of the pose. And seated single leg extension is next. Right leg out, left heel in. You can put the block in front of your foot if you've got more flexibility and you're looking for a deeper stretch. Or your hands can land wherever on your leg that they land, and that's perfectly fine. Hinge forward. Breathe deep. Breathe deep into the back side of your lungs and spread the middle of your back and the lower part of your back nice and broad. Gate pose. Plant your left palm behind your hip. Reach through your right fingertips. Stretch out the front side of your body. Yes. Lower down. Switch sides. A stretch where release can happen. Whole backside of your body has a sensation of release. Purposeful breath all the way to the end. Gate pose. Right palm on the ground. Left fingertips reach. Yes. Lower down. Both legs straight out in front. Make your way to fish pose. You can put the block between your shoulder blades or tuck your hands underneath, whichever version you prefer. And as you set up your block or your hands, just make sure that you're scooted back enough that the top of your head can touch the mat or touch the floor. Yeah, so you may need to adjust the block a little bit, scoot it a little bit lower, a little bit higher. Eyes on one spot, keep them open. Yeah, and with that block underneath you, maybe you try on cactus arms here and just see how that changes the stretch in the front of your shoulders. Your hands might be floating in space a little bit. That's okay. Big open space. Take one more breath here and fish. Stay for the whole exhale. Get all the way complete. Come onto your back and let's get upside down. One last inversion. Any inversion is on the table. You've got time to get there. So all of this integration, this container building, this hug to center line, super important when you're upside down. Super important to keep all of those pieces hugged in, the skin to the muscle to the bones, bones into center line. And then you've got the breath to soften it. So all the tools you've been building that you've been practicing time and time again on your mat come in here so that upside down is powerful, controlled, it's got plenty of time. Nice, Adam. Everyone's feet are awake. Love it. Keep that up. Headstands and handstands have a couple breaths and then child's pose. Shoulder stands and waterfalls take plow. If your feet are touching the ground in your plow pose, maybe you try, instead of tucking your toes, you untuck them and press the tops of your feet to the floor, the tops of your toes down into the floor. Yeah, different stretch. Then deaf yogi, bend your knees, hug them on the sides of your head. Slowly bring your back to the floor, piece by piece. Supine twist right. Drop your knees, twist and look the opposite way. Eyes set to one spot. Not wavering on keeping all the tools present, like all the way to Shavasana, the tools stay. Supine twist left. Wherever your eyes land, just let them land. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together. Shavasana. Take up some space. You might take your arms a little wider tonight, even to get your shoulder blades really tucked underneath you. I'm playing around with that distance in my own practice, and sometimes wider arms gives me better access to space in your shoulders. Take a long breath in through your nose. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body rest easy on your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. And plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. Finish up practice together with 3 final ohms. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Exhale it out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much for coming into the studio, showing up online, and making the practice happen. Namaste.